Hello YouTube friends, the war in Syria has been going on since 2011. It means that it has been 9 years of war in the region. But before continuing to the video, click like and subscribe to this channel. The war in Syria is a very complicated situation, not as simple as one side against the other. There are three main actors in the Syrian conflict, namely the Assad regime's Syrian Army, anti-Assad regime and IS. Russia supports Assad, while Turkey is behind the Assad counterinsurgency, especially in the Idlib area. In fact, both of them did not hesitate to attack each other because of the Syrian conflict. Now, Turkey and Russia are also at the forefront of discussing peace in the region. Turkey actually entered into a civil war in Syria since 2011. The Turkish government supports the Free Syrian Army, which is against Assad. Even Turkey with its National Intelligence Organization (MIT) specifically trained FSA soldiers. Not only to fight the Assad army, but also to fight ISIS, which at that time was a common enemy throughout the world. Joining Turkey is not without reason. Turkey through its President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said President Assad had committed war crimes in the region bordering Turkey. But actually, maybe this problem began in 1999, where Assad's father, who led Syria at that time, supported the Kurds to enter his government. Since then, both countries have been hot. Even in 2003, Turkey refused to cooperate with the coalition against Saddam Hussein, because there was Syria in it. As quoted from Politico, the Kurds are the largest ethnic group in the Middle East. But after World War I, the Kurds could not have their own country, and were spread in Turkey, Syria, Iraq and Iran. Like minorities, this tribe often faces repression. With the support of the Kurdish Workers' Party (PKK) militia group, the group is demanding independence from Turkey. In 1980, violence occurred between the Turkish government and the PKK. This killed 10,000 people. At that time the PKK was called a terrorist organization, both by Ankara, the US and the European Union. When the Syrian war broke out, the Syrian government that Turkey believed was affiliated with the PKK was through the People's Protection Unit (YPG). YPG controls northwestern Syria in the region where Idlib and Aleppo are located, which is close to Turkey. In theory, Russia exists to fight ISIS. But in practice, they also attack other anti-Assad rebels, some of whom are also supported by the West. Initially Russia was involved with Syria starting with the Cold War story, when the Soviet Union gained influence in Syria in the 1970s, providing aid and weapons. But after the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s, its influence in Syria diminished. In 2000, Vladimir Putin became president of Russia and Bashar al-Assad became president of Syria. They had no close relations, but in the mid-2000s, Putin began expanding the Russian military to Syria. Russia's relations with Syria began to strengthen due to their previous Cold War relations. Russia's support in Syria also increased dramatically when there was a series of revolts in the Middle East starting in the spring of 2011. Relations were closer when Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi was overthrown in 2011. As a result, President Putin began looking for allies elsewhere in the region. So guys, thanks for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe this channel.